Do you ever get clients that sign up to work with you thinking that they've got a performance-based or kind of a weight loss goal? They kind of go through your onboarding process. They're doing these tasks. You're having them reflect on how they perceive their body image at certain ages growing up. You're having them map out how they are kind of in different areas of their life. Do they ever turn around and go, well, I've got different goals now? Like, you've made me realize that maybe this wasn't that important to me, or I need to put more energy in over there. Does anyone ever kind of do a 180 on why they signed up with you?
All the time.
Yeah,
all the time. Which is kind of cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like I've had people full on like change careers. Like I'll wear multiple hats, and it might be that we dive into like career if that's a big focus for them. And so some people will literally just change what they're doing in relationships. But yeah, ultimately just because they realize they think they're unhappy. Because again, in society, we any kind of negative emotion, we often just reflect it back internally. So it could be that actually their relationship is really shit. They don't feel valued at work. They're whatever it may be, they're just not fulfilled in life. And it's just because, it's because I don't look a certain way, and I'll feel all of these things when I do look a certain way. And so for so many people, yeah, they never get, or they might have been there where they realize that they had been that kind of weight before and they weren't happy. Or we look at it, okay, so say maybe you were a certain way, that was when you were happiest, that was my happy weight. A lot of people say that, right? And then we're like, okay, cool, like what else was going on in my life? I hadn't had kids yet. My relationship was great. I was doing well at work. I had so much time. And then you look at them now like, oh, they've just had a kid. They're not like in the job that they wanted to be in. Loads of these other things, and you're like, okay, right, well, kind of makes sense, yeah. Like if you're not happy in yourself now, and giving yourself or prioritizing you in order to be happy and making time for you to be happy, it makes sense that you're not. So I think it definitely happens a lot of the time when we start doing stuff and people start to realize that actually their goals do change, and it may be that they start to increase what they're eating and they start to see performance increase, and they're like, oh, I actually really want to go after this. Or actually, their goals just change entirely, and it also happens that a lot of the time, maybe not a lot of the time, but it's definitely happened a fair few times where we realise that actually a therapist would be better for you. Like, for you to feel happy, this isn't to do with nutrition or how you look, but there's probably a fair bit of shit you need to unpick here. And going to do that with someone who can help you is going to be way more beneficial. Yeah,
100%. At least once or twice a month, I have to kind of I do a call with someone, a sales call, and I'm like, yeah, no, you need, not me, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And I think partly my like induction form, or the form I get people to fill out right at the start or before we even have like a discovery call, it does go into like a lot of stuff, and so I get to understand where they've come from, what their experience of dieting were like, but growing up, like what were the people around them doing? And so it kind of does set the tone a little bit. And even just that form, some people are like, oh, it highlighted quite a few things for me, and I realised that this is kind of different to what I thought. I was asking them the difficult questions straight away.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
You've listed some really awesome like tasks here. Obviously that last one, mapping out the different areas of your life, reflecting on the kind of the different perceptions of how you see yourself over the years. Are there any other like key questions or key tasks that you would say you would love for people to take away from this episode and do in a kind of a self-reflective manner?
I think just get deep. Like that, as you have to do the hard shit, and that's probably like a quote on Instagram somewhere, like do the hard work.
It will be now you've said it here. We'll definitely repurpose that. That'll be a short.
That's it. But you do, I think, so much to do with you. I guess body images isn't about your body; it's about your perception of your body. And there's so much that goes into that you do just have to put in the work. And I guess that's the biggest thing is actually just be okay with that and know, okay, this is another bingo word that is like a wellness word, a journey. Which I hate saying, but it is. It really is. Like it's not a linear process. There'll be steps forward, there'll be steps back. But as long as you're moving, that's still part of the journey. And just accepting that there's going to be days where you do still feel shit, where like we're human beings, we will always have negative emotions. And I think probably a misconception about a positive body image isn't necessarily about like loving your body. It's about actually accepting it and having more flexibility and neutrality with it, and knowing that there'll be days where like you feel like an actual potato, and you're like, well, that's okay. Like I don't have to change what I do today. I don't have to adjust my diet or go and train harder because I feel like an actual potato. It's like, that will pass. Tomorrow I'll probably feel fine. In a few days I'll feel fine, knowing that it will pass. And it's just being able to ride that wave.